Of some things that might be difficult to digest. So let's start first with the banks. Are they healthy, and should we extend the TARP program?
Well, you've got all those hammered. So what the Fed is doing is they are saying keep interest rates real low and let these banks just print almost no interest rate. Mortgages, think at your bank, you own $1 trillion of mortgages. What's the rate?
Last realm, and he was just talking about commercial real estate. And he said it's not commercial real estate that's in trouble, Liz. It's all the debt that's out there. Do you agree with that?
Absolutely right. The building, look, all the buildings are lovely. The people in the buildings are fine. But if you bought a building for $500 million, you borrowed those loans, and they are.
Can we now perceive, though, that that means that some banks, in fact, many of the smaller ones, will be in worse trouble as we...
Huge. It's going to happen because all that local real estate is going to go down, just like commercial real estate losses could be $300 billion.
Do you feel that the TARP should then be extended because at some point we may have to tap it again?
Here's the view. The Fed will keep rates dead low, like right against the Fed, hammer that interest rate next to zero and keep it there for a good long time until the banks make enough money that they're out of 2012.
And now let's talk about the U.S. dollar. Today it happens to be having a rally at the moment. Investments to make with that in mind.
Well, remember, you saw when the dollar was, while the world is not like that, you know, the economies of the world, our interest rates are going to be what we just talked about.
I mean, we remember when Paul O'Neill, we had John Snow, we've got all the Treasury secretaries who run out the line, a stronger dollar is in our interest, but they don't really mean it. They like it when it's a weaker dollar because our exports then are more valuable. But don't you think it's always better in this nation to have a stronger currency?
China to do it. They always talk about the Chinese currency. Everybody talks about Brazil and Russia and India and China. Remember.
Now then, with all that's on the table, including the Sturm und Drang from what we see at the G20 and the UN.
Just starting to open, right? So the spread between a nothing zero rate of government bonds and a corporate bond is out of line to history. Is the credit markets and lending to companies that are just emerging. So as the credit markets and that company, which I have confidence in, you know, great, huge companies, strong companies.
Well, the closing bell is now just minutes away, so let's throw it back to Nicole Petalides on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange.